Hey all, it's time for another instance of the storytelling business. So just wanted to let you guys know, if you guys are enjoying my videos, if you want to hear more, if you have any books, any artwork, any music, anything that you think that I would like to read or review, or if you just have any questions about something that you read, leave the comments. I love new material, and I'm constantly going through what I presently have. So, help me out. So here today I am going to review for you a book called History is All You Left Me by Silvera. This book here. Can you see? This book was so freaking sad. It was sad. Like, I nearly cried a couple of times. I'm not a real big crier, so it was surprising to me. Oh, first off, big props to the author, Silvera, Bronx. Yep, New York in the house. So this book, I will say, is very sad, and it really tugs on the heartstrings. It was a good read. I had to put it down a few times because it was slow in parts, but I liked it nonetheless. This book is about, it's about a boy named Theo who dies, unfortunately. He dies and he leaves behind his family and his friends, but more importantly, he leaves behind two people that love him. You have Jackson, who was his present boyfriend in California, and he leaves behind Griffin, or Griff, who was his ex-boyfriend in New York. Now, Griff and Theo were friends for years. I believe it's as if they started their friendship back in the 5th grade, and about 2 years before he goes to California, they come out to each other and become boyfriends. Now, everything that I read from the book indicates that this is pretty much the cutest relationship, where they share in Griff's love of Harry Potter, and they share in Theo's love of his puzzles and his animation. It's just wonderful. Now, throughout the book, Griff touched on a pretty serious disease of OCD. Now, I don't personally know anyone with OCD. I am also in the medical field, so I do know some of the symptoms of chronic disorder, chronic disease, and Silvera pretty much, as far as I can tell, touched it right on the head. I mean, OCD doesn't have to be what everyone thinks it is about, everything has to stay 100% clean, there's no dust, everyone washes their hair 15,000 times. It can be as little as, someone not being able to end on an odd number. And that's just how Griff is in the book. He, feels very uneasy with odd numbers. So everything he does, from getting out of bed to answering the phone to even going up and seeing Theo in his casket, has to take place on an even number. It can't be 823. It has to be 824. He also has a quirk about people being on his right side. He wants to be on everyone's left side at all times. And if he's not, he maneuvers his way to get on everyone's left side. And when it doesn't happen, or something happens on an odd number, there was one instance in the book where Griff was in a diner with Jackson, and Jackson was meeting some friends of his, and he only asked 3 questions. And this was enough to pretty much push Griff to the point where he was having a panic attack, because there was only 3 questions that were asked. So I just wanted to mention that was one of the factors in the book. So Griff and Jackson pretty much spend the book, you know, telling stories about how they were with Theo and what Theo meant to them, and you know, Theo's stories about how he used to make troll noises in the New York tunnels by the park, how he just steals Jackson's sweater out the back of his car, even though he never really knew him before that one time that he got picked up. And basically how Theo made both of their lives much better. How Theo was always there for the both of them to help them through, you know, what they needed help with. It comes down to the end of the book where Jackson and Griffin pretty much realized that, you know, they both loved Theo. And it wasn't one more than the other, although Griffin thinks that their relationship was more than what Theo and Jackson had. But Jackson feels the exact same way. They get to a point where they can, you know, pretty much coexist and tell stories to each other about him, pretty much keep Theo alive in their mind, just by telling the stories. Griffin takes Jackson in, and Jackson stays with Griffin in his house for, you know, a little while, and then eventually Griffin goes with Jackson and he stays with him in California for a little while, and then it comes to light what really happened to Theo and how Theo died. Now, I'm not gonna give that part away. You need to read it. This book was wonderful. I loved every sad, melancholy, why Theo gotta die minute of it. Like I said before, it was slow at times and I did have to put it down, but it was still nevertheless a really, really good read, and I encourage everyone to go pick it up. Now, I got my copy at the New York Public Library. Do you see it? You all should go support your New York Public Library. I need my libraries to stay open forever, and I never see enough people in there. So if you need to go get a new book, just put it on reserve and they'll give it for you. Okay? Now, I hope everyone has a wonderful day, and that's my review of History Is All You Left Me by Adam Silvera. Go get the book, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!